That, I think, is a consistent pattern throughout the history of the Turkish Republic, this pulling in two directions, the state pulling towards this modern Western, unreligious or removed from religion public sphere, and different groups in Turkey either thinking that that's exactly the way the country should go, or some groups holding on to tradition and wishing that it could be more a part of public life.
Yes, I don't know if we can name this as traditions, but at least some kind of identity issue as well, in the sense that can we bring in exactly some maybe religious or sometimes more nationalism is also a kind of tension in the Turkish case, because between Westernism and nationalism, they are not cohabiting always in a peaceful way. But what you ask is very true, that is, there is this inbred tension within the political system between more authoritarian understanding of secularism, authoritarian in the sense that when it is necessary, they can stop the democratic process, and whereas democratic process means the coming of new groups who can claim for more traditional or religious rights in the public sphere. So that tension was resolved through, I would say, the parliamentary politics to some extent, because Turkey had succeeded since 1946 to go beyond single party system to a more pluralistic regime. Therefore, elections matters a lot in the Turkish case. And when I say Turkish case, because in the Middle East, it's very rare to find a country where alternates and elections matter. I mean, so in this sense that Turkey always had some kind of, since 1946, the and 50s, democratization, which meant a kind of more traditional representation in the public political sphere. And then the anxiety of the secular elites, not only the state, but anxiety of the Republican elites, Republican social groups, who do not see a problem to intervene and stop this democratization process. So there is this tension, if we want to coin some words, between, I would say, authoritarian secularism and conservative democracy, in a way.
It's important also to mention the role of the military as the guarantor of whatever the state deemed to be the proper secular course, so that the military throughout modern Turkish history comes in at certain points and takes over, establishes military regimes to make sure that Turkey remains on the straight and narrow path, let's call it, that Ataturk had initially installed.
Exactly, that's what I mean by Republican authoritarianism. But I think the one view that is widely spread in relation to Turkish history is that Turkish secularism is only possible through military power. And so it's a kind of representation of the Turkish modernization as something from top to down, and especially in today's Islamic politics, many people have suggested that that's the failure of Ataturk secularism, because today it's Islamization kind of process that is going on as in any other Muslim countries. That is a kind of picture I oppose to. I do not agree at all, because on the contrary, we can speak of a success story in the Turkish case to some extent, in the sense that secularism, which started from top as a state elite politics, also moved down to everyday life politics. We can see that, for instance, through the manifestations of secular people in the street who were defending secularism as a modern way of life, to translate demonstrations of thousands and millions of people who started in Ankara last year, and then it moved to other cities, and not only in Ankara and Istanbul, but many Anatolian cities as well. So this is what I call secular agency. That was also unthought in the Turkish politics. People thought that secularism was only something, or secularism understanding values of modernity and non-religious, non-conservative understanding of social and political life. So it was thought that it was only in a minority elitist group, which is not true. So